What's happening, my friends? Kurt Bauman here, Music in the Stars. Let's talk about the full moon eclipse. What is it about a full moon? There's something about standing outside, looking up at the sky and just observing the magic and mystery of a beautiful full moon. Why? What's going on there? What is drawing us in? Let's talk about the moon. The moon representing our feelings, our emotions, how we show up and reflect those into the world and respond to those around us. What's fascinating about this is the moon itself really has no internal power source of its own, right? It's fully a reflection of the sun beaming out, popping off that reflection back down to us. What is this telling us? Let's think about this for a minute. What is this saying? Basically, our feelings and our emotions in themselves don't have a center or an origin of its own unique power, meaning our thoughts, our ideas, our central core solar self of being as it expresses itself outward. That's what hits our feelings, that's what hits our emotions and then reflects back to us. But what's interesting here is it's the feeling and it's the emotion that really gives power and really gives fuel to whatever it is that we are thinking about, whatever it is that we are moving forward towards in our lives to manifest and create. So the sun and the moon work hand in hand together in the reflection of our life experience in order to create whatever it is that we're working on. But the power comes from the thought and the energy and extra sense of power, I guess, as one could say. And the magic comes from the feeling and the emotion. So we have to interweave those two together. Astrologically, we could say on a new moon, the sun and the moon are more interwoven in that area of connection and bonding and expressing and uniting those feelings and emotions with those thoughts. That's what's fascinating about the full moon, because now it's polar opposite. Full moon means opposition. In astrology, an opposition is a conflict. It's tension. It's this area where there's push and pull and not so much movement. And it's this building of energy in between them, which is where the power is, right? Yet we have to know how to move that in a healthy and positive way to use that creative tension. Historically, we know full moons, crazy things happen worldwide. Hospitals fill up, police stations fill up, or whatever it may be. There's something about the energy of the full moon that we can see manifested statistically in the here and now in this world. So right now the sun is conjunct Mercury in the sign of Virgo, both of those standing opposite the moon. Sun conjunct Mercury, the mental nature really activated right now. The ideas of thinking, the ideas of focusing energy to extreme points of detail are likely activated in many of us right now. And of course, as you've heard me say before, it's completely dictated by your own natal chart, because how the transits move right now are going to hit different energetic points and strings and webs within your own chart, which dictate how we respond to that. But generally speaking, that's what's up for all of us right now. The life force energy is fully activated in the mental nature. So let's tie this back into the opposition then. So there's tension, there's conflict, there's potential blockage in between the feeling and emotional nature and the extreme mental nature. Now this could come up in this particular full moon. So what I would suggest is don't fight it. Feel this tension, feel this conflict, because instead of denying this, the real way to use this power, because it is power, anytime there's any sort of tension and conflict, it gives us an opportunity to use that. We can build that energy and then we can focus it towards whatever it is that we're working on, whatever it is that we want to manifest, which we spoke about a minute ago, because then we can use those feelings from those thoughts, bouncing it off the moon energy, reflecting it back onto ourselves, giving us even more sense of power, more essence of where it is that we're focused and where it is that we're headed. Tie in the eclipse. What could that mean? I've been pondering eclipses for as long as I can remember, I mean, this has been going on. We all ponder eclipses, right? This is going on for thousands and thousands of years, the eclipse. But let's talk about practically, what does it mean? I mean, it's beautiful to witness, it's beautiful to watch, it's magical. But energetically, what does it mean? Okay, so take the energy of what we just spoke about. The sun beaming to the moon, bouncing that energy back, building the tension, using that creative tension to manifest and cultivate that energy to push forward and grow whatever it is that we're building, whatever it is we're working on. Yet sometimes that's uncomfortable. Sometimes the full moon energy really is uncomfortable. But instead of denying it, feel it. As that eclipse approaches, feel the discomfort, feel the tension, feel any conflict that's happening within you, between your thoughts, between your emotions. Allow yourself to lean into it, be it, embody it, and then the moment of that eclipse, as it cuts off that energetic point between the sun and the moon, let it go. Wipe the slate clean. Cleanse your mind, cleanse your emotions. Just be present in the moment. In a way, it's like a step out of time. It's like a reset of the timeline. It cuts the cord of the energetic tension during that time period that the eclipse has happened. Use that. Use it for your own freedom. Break free from that tensive moment. Let's talk about the Astrosonics for a minute of what's going on here. It's fascinating with oppositions. This is one thing that really sort of triggered a key inside of me of like, okay, the opposition is a very important transit because you hear the tritone. So again, we've got the key of F. This is the Sun and Mercury in the sign of Virgo. Then we got B, Pisces, the opposition. So the moon is in B, sun is in F, but let's talk a little bit further about what we discussed a minute ago of like really we're working with the dominant key of F because the sun is the power source of the light coming off the moon. B in the key of F is the tritone. This is the augmented fourth, meaning it's a little bent, it's a little out. It's called the devil's chord is what some call the tritone. Because it just creates a feeling inside of that tension, which is what's fascinating about the Astrosonics and how it relates the music theory to astrology, because that's perfect for what an opposition represents. Here it is. So that's adding the B into the dominant key of F. So the fifth, the perfect fifth in the key of F would be the C, the augmented fourth down to B. So what am I telling you here? How can we use this information? Well, I'm glad you asked, because the way to use Astrosonics is we take that tritone, we feel that B, and then you can take that and then move up to the C, bring it back into harmony. So potential thing one could do during the eclipse, harmonize with this. The C. Literally Om with a Om, vibrate with it, or you can drop down to the perfect fourth. Both of these bring us back into a state of harmony and being. So my suggestion would be during the eclipse, let it all go. Feel the tension build. Feel your cultivation of that energy. Any conflictive thoughts and feelings that come up, bring them in, cultivate them. Then at the moment of the eclipse, tone, C, B flat, either one of those notes, or the full F. These are my thoughts on the upcoming full moon. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I thank you so much for being here with me today. If this subject inspires you, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, or sharing this video with someone who also might find it meaningful. If you'd like to hear your own personal chart translated into sound and music, you can visit my website at themusicinthestars.com. And if you'd like to support this channel further, please consider buying me a coffee at the link below. Again, I thank you so much, and your encouragement and support mean everything.